Well, you got to wait till it comes up. So Facebook is usually last.
But if you want to stare into the phone over there for the beginning. Yeah, just like that. Perfect.
There we go.
Here we go.
Welcome to the BlabberMalt Show with your host, Dave and Matthias, two guys that blabber incessantly about
genitals.
beer, brewing, and bullcraft. Stick around while they brew up another tasty episode. All right. Here we are. Dave and Tom with the BlabberMalt Show, episode 92, February 25th, 2025.
Wait. It says Dave and Matthias.
Mattias? Who's that guy?
That's me.
He hasn't been on for a long time.
He was on last week.
He was on last week. Yeah, he kind of bailed on us in the last second, but that's okay because we got Tom.
Yeah.
Stuck with me.
And we got Matt and George from 8th Day.
What's going on, y'all?
Thanks, guys, for coming out, making the trip way out west.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Chipotle,
Yeah.
The Chipotle made it worth its while.
Yeah, nice. I'm going to turn you guys up a little bit. So if you guys don't know, we are the BlabberMalt Show. We do a live show 7 p.m. every Tuesday out and about at a brewery or fun beer-centric place or here in the secret BlabberMalt headquarters.
Yes.
Underneath a volcano,
It's very secret.
under a ocean. That's where we are tonight. No, not really. Basement bar. Club Radon, you've been here. So, Tom, how was your weekend?
Well, before that, how do people watch us and stuff? I mean, is this on
Do we?
Facebook?
No, we're just doing this for fun. Yeah.
No,
we're
we're on Facebook. How do they find us?
Facebook, YouTube, Spotify tomorrow, the BlabberMalt Show.
BlabberMalt Show.
Yeah. Or
All right.
at BlabberMalt on X and Instagram.
All right.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm doing well. Had a little bit of a getaway weekend that didn't quite happen the way I wanted to, but was able to at least get some breweries in on the first day. We actually got to go up and see our grandson
Okay.
up in Michigan, and
Excellent.
which was great. And I went up then to further north, actually Frankenfurt, Michigan, which, as I was looking at a map, is actually right across from Green Bay, Wisconsin, across the lake.
Cool.
And went to a couple breweries up in that area. And by that evening, whatever my grandson and their family had the week before came with us.
Oh, no.
So unfortunately,
Oh, no.
instead of having a nice winery trip up in Traverse City, my wife and I spent a nice, cozy weekend in a hotel room. Not quite the way you want it to be in a hotel room together, but
Close to a bathroom.
yes.
Oh, boo.
But I'm back.
He's back. He's back, baby.
This is the
Nice.
first beer since Thursday. So
Oh, cheers. Cheers.
May it stay well.
Oh, we got some adders on here. Excellent. What's up, peeps? Some blabbermalsters walking in.
what'd you do, Dave?
Let's get into the mash in, right?
It's time to mash in.
That's when we like to talk about the weekend stuff. So yeah, we had my brother was in from Georgia and my nephews were in, and we ran around town doing some fun stuff. Friday night, we went to LBC, had some good food up there. Had my chicken blue balls and my gabagool pizza, and yeah, it was a good time. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think I saw you checking some beers there too.
Yep, checking in some beers. You were probably
Yeah, but I still look.
grumble. Yeah, still look. See what's
See what everyone
happening.
else is enjoying.
Yeah. So Saturday, then we went to that place in Crocker Park, the Texas de Brazil,
Oh,
where they bring
meat
around
sweats.
and they whack off hunks of meat for you, and had some Manhattan and some nice meat. And then we swung by ZZ's for the last run around the track there. And we made Nini, did you know we made the ZZ's post on Avon? I don't know.
No.
Yes,
We were out in the crowd there, whooping it up at ZZ's.
Yeah, Denise,
last night.
you're looking right at the camera for that picture there.
Yeah, I think it was Jody that took it.
Jody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jody and
Yeah.
Jody.
So that was fun. How about you guys? What'd you guys do?
he had a much better weekend than I did. He was in Florida, so George,
wow.
tell us about Florida.
Yeah, sure. No, I left Matt in the cold here. I was down near Fort Myers with my girlfriend Emily, riding around on jet skis, eating a lot of seafood. Went to a couple nature centers.
Nice.
Tried to see the manatees, but I guess it was a little bit too warm for them in the nuclear power plant runoff they like to hang around near, which is true story, warm water. But yeah, had a really good time. Didn't drink a whole lot of beer, a lot of cocktails. Just kicking it.
You did not drink a lot of cocktails?
Oh, I drank a lot of cocktails.
Drank a lot of cocktails.
Not a lot of beer.
Okay, all right,
So, George, what is your cocktail of choice?
I drank a lot of Mai Tais this weekend. Can't lie. Yeah,
Mai Tai.
I'm not picky with those.
That's legit. Yeah, Mai Tai is legit. Yeah.
I worked behind the bar all weekend. I had a great time, to be honest with you, because this was the first weekend that I can remember since, I don't know, well before Christmas that we actually had people coming in on a regular. We were busy all weekend. It was great. So we had a lot of people coming in, new faces, old faces. I think cabin fever is hit in Ohio. So
yeah. So no Mai Tais.
No Mai Tais.
No,
for me.
no Mai Tais.
No.
But so, what are we drinking right here? Matt,
This is our blood orange wheat. It's become a house beer for us. We talked about it in our last session, but it's a nice, easy drinking American wheat ale, finished with an Amarillo hop, which I think accentuates the orange flavors even more so with the blood orange flavor that's added to it. So, beer first, as always.
Yes.
Nice mild flavor of orange to follow. So it's a fun beer, easy drinking. You want me to move closer?
I turned you up. You're good. We're getting you on both now. I might be a little loud.
That's all right.
Yeah.
So it's a great house beer to have. It's a great summer beer, winter beer. We keep it on year round only because it's become that kind of a thing where people are looking for it. So
yeah. So before we got like 9 viewers now. This is probably the peak of the show. So I gotta bring this up because this is funny. So I was looking at the show we did when Tom and I were out at your location, and a lady made a comment. She's like, Matt and George, awesome. They rock. The interviewers, meh.
No way.
What? Shock and awe.
Lori, you need to be a little less honest
Glory
sometimes.
Potts Graham. I'm coming for you.
Come on, Glory.
Well, good for you. I know where she lives.
No. I asked these guys if she was a good sport, so we're gonna have a little fun. So now it's my mission. The total mission of this show is to win her over. I'm gonna win over Glory. I'm having her baby. I'm saying it right now. No, that's not true. I'm too old to have babies. But anyway, so Glory, we want you to. I invited her to follow us, so maybe she'll take us up and follow the show. I don't know.
Did we see? Maybe she liked the show with Matthias last week better. Maybe it's me.
Maybe. Well, I don't
Who
know. I
knows?
don't know. I mean, we gotta punch it up a little bit tonight, Tom. I don't know how we do that.
We got the two right people here to do that with.
Yeah.
We
All for
going a little bit here.
all for glory, of course.
Yes.
Not your glory.
For Glory, just in general. Yeah.
You know, Glory's got a trick she told me about. I don't know
Yeah.
if any of you know this, but if you ever get on her bad side, she carries bird food or Cheez-Its in her car, and she'll throw it all over your vehicle so that by the time you get back to the parking lot, it's hopefully covered in bird shit. That's the kind of person we're dealing with.
Okay.
So
I drive a Toyota Venza. So
wait a minute.
sorry, Glory. I take it all back. I hope she's watching. Oh my God. I don't see her.
She'll watch it eventually. She won't be able to react.
So the last time we were out there, you guys were building that patio out, and you're just, the final stretch there. How's that coming?
Good.
Yeah.
We've did a lot more of the detail work. We're cutting ready to do the final finishes right now. So we got countertops going on the outside bar area that looks out of the patio. So those will be done tomorrow. I'm driving down to Mansfield likely tomorrow and picking up some barn siding to try to carry the flow in that we have inside the outside. So we got some finishing touches, and then we're going to work on the ceiling. And from there, it's some plastic walls, throw some heaters in, and get us by until
Nice.
till we can take all the plastic off and enjoy
Yeah.
the sun. So, which
You have
is-
some of that cool bowling alley material going on out there. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you've ever been to our place, all of our countertops are made out of old bowling lanes. It was able to save us probably about $5,000 on our budgets for countertops, which is great. So,
Yeah.
and people like it. It's become a conversation piece. So in the new area, George kindly drove for the other night and went out and got us 3 more sections of lanes. We're getting ready to custom make some additional community style tables. We want people sitting together with people they don't know and hopefully we're in the process of putting those together. So
My dream is to come out there and sit at one of those tables with Glory.
yes,
And
not fearfully.
not fearfully, no. Well, I got to keep an eye on her, make sure she's not busting out the Cheez-Its for my birds.
Hey, Glory, why are you going outside again?
I'm feeling a little snacky. I'm going to get some Cheez-Its.
Glory.
Wow.
Cheez-Its are a good snack. I wouldn't waste them on
On the bird, I wouldn't either.
Oh,
waste
yeah.
them on the birds. Yeah.
Are they real Cheez-Its or are they Giant Eagle Cheez-Its?
No, you get like the white cheddar cheese it. You do it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're going to throw them on people's cars, maybe you'd go generic.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sure.
Costco
Yeah.
bulk or something. I don't know.
I'm sure the dollar store has a brand.
Are you guys on to beer number 2?
No, I mean,
You could be.
What
could
would you
be.
like?
Yeah.
What would you like? What can we bring over?
Probably the
Something
Kolsch
like
would be
Kolsch
would
or
be
a
right.
Pilsner.
Sure. Here you go, Jay.
Yeah, 'cause I see a couple of empty glasses there. Right?
Do you have glasses up there?
Yes,
We
have
do.
glasses.
Yeah.
He's on the end, so. There you go.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, we gotta pour our own. See how Tom would never let this happen. He would pour it for us. So
Not
when
that-
we have
not
you
that
guys
control issues.
into the studio, we like to talk about you as a brewer, and so why don't we just start? How did you get interested in beer? What was the first beer that you had that was your gateway, as we like to say, into craft beer?
Into craft
Pete's
beer.
Wicked Ale.
Yeah,
I think one of the
yeah.
first beers that I really got kind of addicted to, and then I went to college, and got addicted to Glacier Bay, which was the cheapest lager I could get down at the end of the street. So it really was a unique beer. It had a little bottle top underneath it. You can pop the next one off and just twist it off and just drink the next one, not have to even get up. Or
Where was that made?
Chain drinking.
I think it was a Canadian beer, but I'm not sure. Yeah, all I know is that the drive-through at the end of my street had a wall full of it, and so did we. We literally kept all of our bottles.
And this is Ohio?
In Columbus, Ohio.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, there it is. He's Googling it right now.
Glacier Bay.
That is a small picture.
Yeah. So it is a Canadian lager. Yeah. That's it.
So that's what you spent drinking, but Pete's Wicked was your first kind of craft.
Yeah, Pete's Wicked Ale really got me into a real beer, real flavor. And from there, Sam Adams was an easy follow.
Sam Adams.
Yeah.
Sam Adams.
Funny. That rings a bell.
Didn't they do a long shot at one time? What was that?
Tom, they have done a couple long shot competitions.
Were you ever involved in that, Dave? Could you share that?
I
with
was
me?
one year. If you can see right behind you is
There it is.
yeah, there it is in all its glory.
Oh, it's glory.
In all its glory. Ha ha. Whoa. Where is
Well
it?
played.
Hey, Glory.
Yeah.
I'm trying because Pete's Wicked Ale, they had a couple flavors.
I recall only the one, but kind of a red, I don't know if it was a red IPA. I don't even know the style of beer it was, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it was
A little bit like Arrogant Bastard, maybe, something, but not quite as strong.
that was one of my first craft beers that I really was like, man, I gotta learn how to make this.
Yeah, well, I wasn't making beer then. But.
So that's
So I would think, George, yours was probably something very different than that, since
Yeah, it was very different.
different time period.
I was not really a craft beer junkie, especially not in college. I started working with Matt pretty much right out of college. There was one beer that I really liked. It was Delirium Tremens,
Oh,
that Belgian. I was a big fan of that one. So I would bring those to like Dungeons and Dragons night or something along those lines. But I was drinking a lot of Natter Days. I was drinking a lot of.
I played D&D.
Yeah, I get it.
We knew it.
Drank a lot of the champagne of beers. Enjoyed those. Wasn't until I started working for 8th Day that I really had a different appreciation or interest in craft beer.
Yeah.
But I really fell in love
we
with.
changed you?
Yeah, you did change me, and I really fell in love with Matt's coffee stout at first. That was one beer I was like, oh my god, I can't get enough of it. But
Yeah.
before that, I was not picky with my alcohol. I really didn't think I was a beer centric person, you know.
But Delirium, all Delirium's beers are so good. They're nocturnal.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a good. Again, that style you have to like and be able to either appreciate or.
It's a Belgian.
It's a Belgian.
Oh, it's a Belgian.
It's
Yeah,
yeasty.
yeah.
It definitely comes through in all their beers. A little bit that yeast, but that's what makes them so good, I think. But,
Yeah. Great brewery. I mean, yeah. Oh yeah. Did we talk about this? A Day on the Lake?
Yeah. That's our flagship. This is kind of our house beer. It's a fantastically light, crisp, clean.
It's a very crisp
little
beer.
malt forward.
This is our competition beer that we
It is,
submitted, isn't it?
Yeah, it is also in Northeast Ohio.
March
March
Madness?
Madness.
Yep.
So, yeah. Come down and try one.
Is that what they have the first four
I think it's starting.
Yes.
and started already.
The 68.
I think they're voting different too, but I don't know. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
There's a
It's still
different
voting.
polling system, I think. Yeah. I did it today. Did my vote.
Yeah. So you were asking,
How you got into
yeah,
brewing?
so I was in a landscape business all my life, and I started my own business in 2008, and somewhere around 2017, 2018, I blew my back out and decided to shut my business down, and I wasn't able to find any labor or sufficient person to run the business for me, so I retired. And I was getting really bored fast.
Retired.
Yeah. At 50, whatever. And so, long story short, my wife, for Valentine's Day, which we didn't ever celebrate, bought me a man box or a man crate and said, hey, I think it's time you get out of the house. So we did. I went out, I brewed about 4 or 5, maybe 6 hours later. I came back in the house and I let her know that it's likely going to cost her a lot of money someday that she provided me with such a gift. So within 2 weeks, I spent probably $1,000 on equipment and stuff and just started kind of going haywire.
What was that first one that you brewed?
First beer I brewed was a pale ale. I don't know that it goes anywhere near where our Day on the Lake or our Let There Be Light is. I don't think it was that recipe that stuck through, but the second beer I made is our smoked porter.
Oh, so your second
Second
beer
beer
that you ever brewed?
Yes, that smoked porter. Now it's gone through many renditions and some slight changes to modifications to find the happiness that it sits at now. But the first time I made it, I spent probably 2 hours drinking about a pint and a half left over that I decided not to bottle. I'm like, I'm just going to drink this.
Just flat?
Warm, flat, uncarbonated. It was an amazing taste. I couldn't get enough of it. I just kept drinking it. I'm like, all right, so this beer thing. Beer 2, I feel like I hit a home run. I'm like, I got really excited. And I spent some more money and buying more equipment. And
Yeah.
didn't want to package anymore, so I started doing kegs.
Yeah.
All the fun stuff came fast.
So yeah, you get that beer. Was that extract?
It was
Kit?
extract kits. I think for the first 4 or 5 kits I did extract and was simply bored with someone telling me what to brew and started to research recipes and different options and what I can do with all grain and decided to spend more money.
Yeah.
Just kept
So
going
what
deeper
year?
and
What
deeper.
year was that?
That was all in 2018 and into 2019.
Okay.
Now, were you doing it in the house, in the garage?
In the garage, I have a big shop, so I had plenty of room. I created my own spaces in my shop that I walled off and sectioned off and eventually grew into my own water zone, chemistry area, my own fermentation room. I have a walk-in cooler. I have 4 beers on tap in my shop. So I created a space that I didn't have to leave.
And are you still homebrewing? a little bit? No.
What's
to do that?
Well, I just, there's no time. In my life, with this brewery being my full-time thing, and then, life in general, there's not an option for that.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to take 6 hours, I'll brew a bigger batch and just take some home.
Yeah.
And then it's a home brew again.
18, 19, and then I think we talked last time it was, 21?
We opened in 21. So, it was 2020 was the year we started planning.
So that's a pretty quick transition from
really
home
quick.
brewing to commercial brewing.
Yeah. It was, like I said, I got addicted kind of quick, and I did a ton of research online. I read a bunch, and I made a beer every 2 weeks whether I need it or not.
You always need it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I just rotated out the oldest or the one I liked the least, and I dumped it and cleaned the keg and put the new beer in.
Sacrilege.
It has to happen.
It has to happen. Yeah.
I think you've done it.
Oh yeah. I got 2 kegs in there. Gotta dump.
Yeah, so
Clean
I
those kegs.
just got addicted fast, and I couldn't not do it. I ended up with 10 taps at my house at one point, 6 in my basement, 4 in my shop, and they were always filled with like we have now. It was an array of styles and options, and I started to just break into some lagers right before we started open and do this whole process with Eighth Day. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you couple batches in, and you decide, I need a mash tun. I need to. So you get the mash tun. Were you doing the picnic cooler?
the first batch, I had, I didn't have a mash tun. I had a boil kettle, hot liquor tank, and then I used a cooler with a torpedo filter.
Yeah.
And I mashed into that, and I did everything gravity. And then
Okay.
I did one batch with that, and I went the next week and bought a false bottom mash tun. That was It wasn't functioning well enough for me to do it the way I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
The way I watched other people doing it, I'm like, well, there's got to be a better way. So.
Yeah. Did you ever mess around with the brew in the bag?
No.
Filter things?
No.
Yeah. What do you think of those systems?
I've never worked with one. I've seen them work.
Yeah.
I know they are very efficient. Your grain to sugar conversion and all that is very efficient on those systems.
Yeah.
So you can grind up a lot finer and really, you're not worried about stuck mashes as much because you can pull the whole thing right out of the.
Yeah.
So.
And my buddy Jason has one of those, and the thing I'm jealous about is the cleanup. He's got one vessel, and the filter.
Yeah.
Like
I
you
get it.
mash, you boil. Like, man.
So,
It's
Matt,
amazing.
Time saved.
Yeah.
was there that moment though? You're doing this home brewing. You got 10 beers on draft at your own house that you said, I want to do this as a profession, or was there someone who tasted your beer? Were you taking it to friends who said, dude, this is really good. You should be doing this for the rest of us? Or how'd that transition actually
I had a lot of
go?
people telling me often that this is a beer they would pay for type of mentality, with a lot of people comments. And, people are going to blow smoke. I don't, always trust what people are saying, because I don't, I like to get people that actually will tell me the truth. So I make sure that when I have somebody taste something that I'm asking someone that I know that's going to give me an honest answer, rather than say, oh, this is the best beer I've ever had, and go home and go.
Invest all your money and find out
Well,
how
right.
to brew.
But I wouldn't say I dreamed of it or anything like that, but I had visions of sitting behind a bar and serving my own beer, and having that be an option for me was kind of unique, and I'm not afraid to fail. So I was willing to give it a shot when it wasn't even my idea to start this. I honestly had my neighbor Craig Serta, who's our restaurant across the street. If you guys like pizza, highly recommend him while you're in town. But he tells the owner of the building who just bought the place that I want to open a brewery. And I think he spoke for me, because I never even used those words. I told him I brewed beer. He knew what I was doing. And so out of nowhere, I get a phone call and say, hey, this is Brian Cooch, and we own this building, and I heard you want to open up a brewery, and we want you to do it in our building. I'm like, who are you? Like, how'd you get my number? Well, I broke it down. Craig gave it to him, told me blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, let's sit down. I said, come to my house. We'll sit in front of my tap, so let's talk beer. And I don't know, probably 4 hours later, we had drawn blueprints of things that are going on, and we were like, I think this is going to go. So
Yeah. That's cool.
it's different.
So did you enter any competitions to get like
Never.
feedback? On
Never
okay.
had a beer judged yet. I'm looking forward to doing it. Probably next year. We'll probably send some into Ohio for the
Okay.
first time.
Yeah.
But I've never had a beer judged. I thought about going into some of the fairs and stuff like that, but I just never have. So
Yeah, it's a lot of work because you got to package it
Yeah.
and send it off. Unless it's a local competition, you can drive it. So,
Right.
so
but we'll do it. We'll do for Ohio. We'll start
yeah,
there.
Yeah, that sounds
I'm
good.
curious. I mean, I want to learn from it. I want to know what people like and don't like about our beers, and if there's something that's wrong, obviously I'll find a way to fix it. So
yeah. I don't know that like the professional. I don't know if you get as good a feedback as you do like from a homebrew competition.
right.
Because man, let me tell you, they will rip you if your beer's no good.
They will provide constructive criticism.
Constructive criticism.
That's what they call
yeah,
it.
and that's
That's what they call it, Tom.
yeah. So I always liked when you would get somebody who's a recognized judge or somebody who's obviously has a lot of experience.
Mr.
giving-
Donnelly, if you know him or not.
Yes, I
But
do.
he's extremely
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
So when he walks into our brewery, I smile and I always say hi. We're good friends. I know the guy quite well. When he sits down and he's had a few tastes of his beers, I give him a few minutes and I come over and I go, I expect criticism.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, don't worry, I will. So
Yeah.
you're going to get the truth from a guy like that, and he
Yeah.
knows what he's talking about. He's well awarded himself in meads and different things that he
Oh,
does.
yeah.
And so I respect guys like that. I want to hear what they have to say, and we got a guy that works for us, a part-time Nick Greco, that works with us in packaging, and he's a kind of a go-to science guy for us. And Nick's a judge as well, and he's very scientific when it comes to the flavor profiles and whatnot. And so
Yeah.
so
That's very
I got
valuable.
some people that are around me that are feeding me.
Yeah.
So
And that's okay, but if I give a beer a 1.25, I get crap for it.
Yes. Yes, you do. So George, have you given him criticism, or are you kind of afraid to? Or?
No, I'll criticize things. I'm
Yeah,
not afraid
yeah.
to speak my mind with Matt. I can't say that I
Yeah.
have his finely tuned senses, or at least know how to talk about it in the depth that someone who's like Cicerone trained, for example,
Yeah.
could be able to talk about things. But I'm
But
totally
you know what
happy
you
to
like.
let. Yeah, what's
Yeah,
that?
You know what you like. and-
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
I know what I
yeah.
like, and I'm totally happy to share my opinion with
Yeah.
Matt. Although it's not often that I ever have any problems with the
but
beers
if you
that
don't
he
like
makes.
a beer, you say that's not my thing.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I mean, there could be a beer that's fantastic to style. It's just maybe I don't care for it. And
I've-
that's okay.
Like I said, no problem being honest with Matt, and I think that's what's good about our working relationship is that we're on the same page with each other.
Yep.
So how'd that relationship start?
So it started when I moved back to town from Columbus. I was working this crazy wildlife removal job, so bats, raccoons, snakes. I
yeah.
was the guy on call 24/7.
I wish I had a sound effect for that.
It was not ideal, and it was driving me nuts. So I ended up leaving Columbus, and I moved back home, and I started renting a house, which actually happened to be across the street from 8th Day, and my roommate at the time was already bartending for Matt. His name's Morris, and Morris's family ended up opening a liquor bar a couple doors down, and
Okay, you tell us
and
about
he
that.
was no longer
Okay.
available for bartending. He's like, George, you're new in town. I'll introduce you to Matt and maybe get you a bartending spot there. So shout out to Wright Hoffers, shout out to Morris. That was just a 1 day a week job for me, and I kept doing that while I was doing other work. I was welding, doing some carpentry stuff, and it turned into a full-time position as time went on.
But no more critter wrangling.
No more critter wrangling,
we
thank
get,
God.
We get the occasional mice in the brewery.
Yeah, chase
George
them
does
out.
a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He knows how to take
no
care of
issues.
Oh, man.
Now, have you ever thought about or dabbled into home brewing? Has it
Not-
a bug?
Not
Person?
home brewing, not something that I've done at home yet. I've sat in on plenty of brews and
He's-
trying to pick up.
He's making
Thinks
a
as
point
best
of
I
being there
can.
for every brew day. So he's getting there when I start, not after I'm already into it. And he's asking questions on every step, which is 80% of the way to learn this whole thing is to watch and then start to touch it and do it. And so I'm excited that you want to learn about it. So
Yeah, I'm not a brewer by any stretch right now, but I definitely would love to learn how to do it.
Either was I.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, if you have the passion to learn it and the interest, I mean, that's most of the battle, really.
Yep.
And plus, you like the beverage the finished product.
Exactly.
It doesn't hurt. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Hey, bar crew, what's next?
Beer. Oh, beer. Which one do you want?
I would say the Pilsner.
The pills?
Yeah.
So,
Keep it light.
George, do you right now have a favorite style of beer?
You know, I mentioned that coffee stout. I really enjoy coffee stouts. Anything with coffee, I'm a major sucker for. I still do really enjoy Belgian styles like that Delirium Tremens. But honestly, most of the time when I'm looking at a new menu, I'm a bonehead. I'll just pick a hazy IPA. It's just kind of what I like. I have no problem being that guy.
All right.
Can I give you that?
Sure can.
How about yourself?
I'm all over the board. So it depends on my mood.
Yeah, I hear that.
There's very few. I mean, probably my least favorite style is, ironically enough, the saisons.
My favorite. Yeah.
And it's just sometimes a little too earthy for me. But again, have I had some good saisons? Yes. So it's not a complete blanket statement. It's the same way, hazy, a good IPA. I mean, double IPAs is one of the creamy. If I can get a good, for me, 90-minute and Bell's Two Hearted were kind of those beers that I kind of judged other beers against when it came to that creaminess, that full-bodied, yet hoppiness to it. It was all, people used to think it's more hoppy. I'm like, yes, but for some reason that more hoppiness has turned into something creamier and full body. It's not a punch in the face.
Right. The bitterness was let down. Bitterness went down. Aroma and whatnot came forward. The body of the beer changed. Yeah.
And I think we talked in the past. I mean, I do like malt forward beers. So a lot of, and there's whether it's an IPA, whether it's a true red IPA, there's so many beers that you can have that can have that malt backbone.
Yep.
And if that comes through for me, I like that, and then you get that little extra flavor, whatever it might be. I like Belgians.
Yeah, I can't say I'm terribly picky with my beer choices. I get excited to try all the new things. But I guess if I had to pick a particular one, it'd be somewhere in the IPA or the Belgian range.
Yeah, I'm a basic bitch. I like the IPAs.
Yeah, you and me
I
both.
can't help it, man. I can't help it.
It's
Just my pumpkin spice latte.
Yep.
IPA.
IPA is just right now. I mean, in my opinion, just such a broad, because I mean, from the whether you say East Coast or West Coast, whether you say dank, piney, smooth,
But
hoppy,
now you're starting to see dank and piney come into the New England, and you're starting to see some of those flavor profiles that were West Coast being blended into the East Coast mentality, and it's changing that beer a lot.
Yeah, I'm getting to the point where I want an IPA, but what kind of IPA? Because there's so many. To me, it's a very broad statement right now, unfortunately.
I've brought this up to Matt many times, but being that there's so much good terpene information on your hops, really, especially for IPAs, you should be including all of those terpene percentages on your beer, because that's really what's going to give you the different aromatics and flavor profiles. So you can know, although they all say hazy IPA, you can pick out the distinguishing flavors by understanding terpenes. And
Look at you. You're talking terpenes, and you're saying you're not a beer expert.
All right,
I
think you are.
I'm going to ask you what a terpene is.
Somebody's learning.
So
he's also
So George, tell me what that is.
Well, terpenes exist in all plants. They provide the different aromatic and taste qualities that exist in them. Really, one industry that's got terpenes figured out very well is the cannabis industry, and I think that beer should follow their lead. Weed in Ohio, if you're going to buy it, you can't smell it, you can't look at it beforehand, but you can get terpene information. So if you get hip to how those different terpenes interact with you, what flavors you prefer, then you can know before you open that can of beer what it's going to taste like. So your most common terpenes in hops are the same that are most common in cannabis. You have like your myrcene, your pinene, your limonene. Those could all be citrus or piney flavors or those dank, earthy flavors, and you can know about those specifics off the side of your can.
This needs to be the new IBU number.
I think he's
listing.
he's
absolutely
setting a precedence for sure. I think he's
think
saying
so.
that this is the future.
Yes.
Well, it is because there was and maybe Maria can help me. It was one of the breweries up in Illinois and Chicago area, And what I liked about their cans is they actually listed, and the percent,
There you go.
the types of hops in it. It's not. It didn't just say Citron Mosaic. It actually went into a little more detail, and kind of almost percentages, and they gave you more profile.
Mm-hmm.
So again, if you know those, then you will know what you're getting into. But you
Yeah.
still need that Google app that's going to tell you what those each one of those things actually taste like and mean.
Yeah,
Right, and
yeah.
that's obviously something that would be a lot more useful on hop forward beers. So your IPAs are the
Yeah.
first thing that come to mind for me. But instead of describing it as danky, you could describe the specific elements of that aroma for everybody.
Yeah.
Sounds like a version of an untapped app you might be able to create there.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
George the Terpene Man.
Nice.
Coming to
I
you
like it,
live
man.
from
I don't think we've ever had a discussion of terpenes on this show. That's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Nice. I learned something new today.
Yes. I'm all excited. Terpenes, I am.
Later, write it down for you.
Yeah, terpenes. Yeah.
I mean, Matt, is there a specific, go-to style for you that you?
So I like malt forward beers, and a lot of the beers you see, even in the milder sense, you'll find that like our Kolsch is a little more malt forward than your probably your typical Kolsch out there. But not by accident. That's what drives me, and I like bitterness. And so inside of that range of bitterness, I tend to lean to the higher numbers when it comes to IBUs and whatnot, because I like a bitter beer. I like a little bit of dry, bitey finish. I like it to be crisp and clean on certain styles, and then I like the flavor to sit in my mouth for 10 minutes after I'm done drinking it. Sometimes, we have an Imperial Red Ale, which we'll taste later, that I believe is one of the longest finishing beers I've ever had, and it just doesn't seem to want to let go. And between the malt, which is fairly major, I think I showed you that last when you were there, but the malt profile is pretty heavy. The hop finish to the beer, it kind of just mellows that all out and takes it through, and it's just a pretty unique beer for me.
It's always good to finish long, right?
Yes. Thank you. Gotta get some sound effects in here. Yeah, but I mean, when I taste your beers, I've never had one that I'm like, oh, that's way too on the malt side, or that's way too on the hoppy side. They're all
in the
to
range.
style.
Yes.
Yeah. But I do kind of lean more towards more bitter. Every beer I make, this is whatever it is, it's a little more bitter than your typical. I just can't help it.
Yeah.
I just
I'm
can't
okay
help
with
it.
that.
Yeah.
For you, bitter's better.
Bitter is better. To a point.
To a point.
To a point, yeah.
Hey.
Oh, she's talking to the dog.
She's talking to the dog, not to us.
How you doing?
I'm sorry, she was eating something.
So I know we talk about you guys as brewers and beer drinkers on this show, but I did want to go back and touch on how Eighth Day as a location tries to connect your beers, particularly to the local area, and how do you cater to the tastes of your patrons and
Sure.
That sort of dynamic.
Yeah, when we first opened up, I even told the other guys that own the building, I said, one thing we're never going to do is have a fruited beer here. I'll tell you that. I'm not going to have any free. We already drank one of them.
We
tonight,
had
so.
the wheat. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm learning, what people enjoy, and the more you learn, the more you listen, the more you realize that you're not going to always make the beer that you might prefer to make, to put out there. So, a blood orange American wheat was not a highlighted beer in my profile ever, and to have it be one of our best-selling beers, makes you realize that my way isn't always the right way. Sometimes,
I'm not in the beer brewing business. I'm in the beer selling
Right,
business.
yeah, you got to make beer that sells, and we
You
have
have
good
to balance
software.
that too. You have to
Well, we
balance,
have-
just like your beers, you have to balance.
We're able to track our sales really well by volume of beer and whatnot, and when it sells, when it doesn't, and all that. And she went right for the big.
Well, I thought this would be appropriate. We're talking about
perfect,
though.
yeah.
'Cause the
Hey,
story,
you're the boss now.
what's the story with that one?
60 miles south. Yeah. So we talked about this last time we were together.
For one of your patrons, right?
Right. So, malt forward, strong, all the things I like in a beer. Full bodied, very nice head retention, very nice lacing of glass. This beer's been a change in process probably over the last probably 3 years. We've done a couple different renditions of it, and I think we've landed on this. I'm really thrilled with how this beer finishes. Everything about the style, the color is a little nicer. It was a little too dark before, and again, malt forward beers. This is we have a lot of friends that are either Scottish or Irish or English that we have hanging out at our place. And one of our favorites is Brian Lane, who does our open mic. I think we talked about it last time. One of my favorite people in the world. Brian and I, met each other at Crooked Pecker, went through cancer together, and kind of just became friends quickly via life. And it turns out Brian likes music and I like music, and the next thing you know, they're playing. They're our first band that played at our place when we opened up.
Cool.
And they're playing in the brewery, playing out to the crowd, which was kind of a cool feeling. To be in the brewery singing out to the people. It's kind of a cool little setup, and Brian happens to live 60 miles south of Scotland, in a town that we never heard back from him on, but I want to say it's Manchester, and he's getting mad if I don't get it right. So let's see if he
Can't get the
responds
town
to
right.
my text. But
And it's also not the only beer that we've named or made in homage to customers of ours. We have our Papa Noel, which is a best bitter, I believe, that we make for
Dude, that's a
one of our
font right
customers.
there, bro. Holy shit.
And it's Newcastle, by the way. Newcastle's where Brian's from.
yeah, so let me even George, I'm going to hold your thought, please. So Brian, politely as Brian does, Brian has a lot to say about anything. He says, "Town or city? My town is Jarrow, which has the first landing place of the Vikings when they invaded. My city is Newcastle, which has the best football team in the world, like the Browns here."
Oh.
And he said something about being famous for a bridge. So, anyways, that's Brian.
Okay.
Very, very detailed.
Nice.
Anyways, good friend. This beer was named after him. We had a couple people fighting for the name. Several people that were Scottish wanted to have their brand on that name of beer, but Brian wins. So.
Yeah. And does he approve of the beer?
Oh yeah. He drinks when it's on tap. It's all he drinks. His favorite is our Irish ale.
Okay.
It's our Kjarja. So
Well, I can give you an update. Brian has actually been cuveeing the 60 miles south with our Imperial Red Ale, which we could try if we wanted to. We have them both here.
we could blend this and enjoy a cuvee for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna do that for sure. Definitely.
In Brian's honor.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel that's appropriate.
It's
we're
Astral Projecting is the name of the beer.
okay.
Yeah.
You want that next?
Sure.
You can bring us a can. We could do some blending up here.
Asshole projecting.
What?
What? Wait. What?
Projecting?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The name is quite apropos for what it means. It's taking enough of something to take you to another level in its capabilities. How's that? I won't
Yeah,
go
that-
into a lot of detail.
That
on
sounds
this.
perfect. Yeah.
I think I broke it down to you the last time, but behind the outside of the camera.
Yeah, when the camera's off.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
So, and then I noticed the other thing. You guys do have a lot of music, open mic nights at the brewery, and that brings a lot of people out.
Yeah.
People really seem to connect with that.
We've actually got something new going on with our open mic. So we already do 2 open mics a month. What's that?
Am I going to beatbox?
You are going to beatbox, and this is actually perfect for you because we're going to be hosting an open mic review, as Brian calls it. So for a lot of our less experienced artists who are still super talented, that may not be comfortable doing a full 3-hour set as a solo act at the place, we're going to do a rotation of multiple artists on one Sunday for about 30-40 minutes each, and feature
cool.
like 5 or 6 of our favorites in one day.
Yeah.
Just giving people in the community a chance to play music and stretch themselves a little bit, and be a little bit more than just the open mic night. It's now we're gonna play for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And our open mic nights are great for the fact that we get anywhere from 15 to sometimes 30 plus musicians that come in just for the night.
Yeah.
Which is almost difficult to get through one rotation of music, which is that's how many people, which is why we ended up going to 2 days a month. But we also have, I would say 50% of the people in the crowd are also, people listening only. They're not they're not there to play, they're there to listen. And most open mics, it's music only and nobody's watching. Our open mic
Yeah.
has a very strong crowd profile of people listening that love music and
Yeah.
support what's going on. They really get into it. So
Now, do either of you guys play music instruments or?
Matt's
only
known to
after
get up there
hours.
and sing
Yeah.
a little
Oh,
bit.
yeah?
Matt's been up there to
Oh,
sing.
yeah.
I sing after hours though.
Yeah.
Most people have left by then. I do.
Get a little beer,
Yeah.
smooth you out a little bit, you know? Yeah.
You might catch me in the wee hours of the night at a karaoke bar, but
Yeah.
not at the 8 Day open mic.
Okay.
Incognito with a
Yeah.
different name.
Exactly.
George is a record scratcher.
Oh, yeah?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I was known to DJ in college.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
No,
That's
music
fun.
music is a massive part of 8th Day. So it is honestly the core behind the beer and everything else is music. We strive to have as much as we can afford.
Yeah, pretty
We're
much.
realizing we
I would
can't
say-
afford as much as we want. But,
Yeah.
More scotch.
but
Yeah, I love music. I have zero talent.
yeah,
Zero.
I can sing
Yeah.
a little, I guess, but
Don't make me sing.
it's not my
Don't make me sing. Should I sing?
No.
No.
I'll sing. Hey, let me
Yeah.
let me hit that. Can I try that real quick?
Matt, what would you say? I mean, if somebody were to ask you what makes your beers different than other breweries. Now, again, not necessarily what you've got, but I mean, is there something particular that you would want to like make sure everyone walks away knowing that your beers are different because you do this, because you feel this way, or you?
For one, I think we stay extremely true to style, and I think that's important. I mean, you can take any beer and really throw a curveball onto it and take it completely out of style. I don't tend to do that a lot. I don't like adjuncts to be a driving force in our beer. I'm finding how important it is to have fruit and different options because people want that. I go to these other breweries and I'm watching beer sales on adjuncted beers go way up, and you can see that's kind of a trend I'm seeing out there. And so we're doing more of that. But I think, I tell people, if they ask me what's different about ours, I think it's our water. We do our RO our water, and I kind of strip everything down and rebuild it as I feel the need to every style. And I think that isolates a very unique mouthfeel and flavor profile to our beers. I think that's why our beers always finish clean and somewhat crisp, and I believe it's one of the reasons they're very clean looking as well, and I don't filter anything. We do use a little biofine as needed, but we're not running anything through any sort of filtration system. We let it naturally settle and age, and so.
So a question regarding that, because I mean, obviously water is extremely important to beer since it's the largest ingredient.
Sure.
When you're home brewing, did you do anything, because you're in the same city as where you're brewing right now, right?
I have an RO system and storage tank at my house as well. So I
You had that prior to even
I replicated that. It was part of my home brew process. So I had my own filtration system. I had a pump that was hooked up to a pot filler that I was able to swing out and go fill right into my thing, right from my tank. And so I kind of made it easy and kind of fun. But I was able to use RO water when I was brewing.
But not for your first one or two brews.
No,
you were doing that.
I bought distilled water.
Okay.
Yeah, or spring water sometimes, but distilled water took over so I can manage the water profiles once I started to study water.
And then you build up the profile
Yeah.
however you want it. Yep.
Yeah, if we want something dry like an Irish stout, I find a Dublin Ireland water profile, figure out what I need to make the adjustments, and we do. And I think it's again why the beers are true to style is because we're using water profiles that make sense to the beers you're used to drinking, like a Dublin Ireland water profile would be something you would expect from a Guinness and whatnot. And so, yeah, it seems to work.
Yeah, that's good. So we were talking about QVing this up. What is your recommended?
I do 50-50 with this
50?
batch. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do.
Lower that one down. Maybe.
Yeah. I'll make sure it's perfect before I. So I do get a little bit more hoppiness in this. I appreciate it. Yeah.
I gotta tell you, combined, that is really smooth.
Yeah.
Are you guys combining back there?
Yes,
Yeah,
we are.
It was good.
It's delicious.
Yeah, that's fun.
That was better together.
Better together.
That sounds like a peanut butter beer.
I don't like peanut butter in beer. That's one of the things people hate about me is I don't like peanut butter in my beer. So all my brewer friends all have peanut butter beers and I don't. So we're gonna make one. I promise.
I don't like it, but I'm gonna make it.
I was going to say that.
We had a Nick Greco was the head of Little Mountain Brewing homebrew group, and one of the tournaments or whatever the beer competitions that they put on every year, we decided that we would choose one of the grand winners or whatever, and we would brew their beer at our place. Bring them in to give us their recipe, make adjustments as needed, but we're going to redo that beer as an 8th day beer and give them an opportunity to say, hey, look, I just had one of my beers made at a brewery. I thought it was a pretty cool idea, a pretty cool thing.
Yeah.
We still haven't done it. It was 2 years ago, but they're busy. We're busy. But it was a peanut butter stout. So
Okay.
it will come.
Yeah.
It probably will be the only one, but it will come. So.
But you'll put maple in your beer.
I have no problem with maple. Maple is a sweetness that I like, and I love peanut butter. Don't get me wrong. I'm a peanut butter and jelly fanatic. I eat them weekly. It's ridiculous. Usually at midnight before I go to bed because that's really when my stomach likes
That's
it.
the perfect time.
But yeah, it's yeah. Anyways,
Hey man, let's do this.
It's time for
Let's talk about some homebrew stuff. So yeah, you like that? Yeah. So I haven't done anything because it's so cold out in the garage, and that's where my brewery is.
It's been 40s the last couple days. What do you mean? You could have
I know that's why I got thinking about it. So are we done? Are we done? So I dusted off an old recipe like 10 years ago. What I used to like to do, I would do I can do 10 gallons. 14 if I push it, but I would do a batch of a golden ale or a Belgian blonde ale. Use the regular Belgian yeast till it ferments out, then split it and keg half of it, and the other half I put Brett on it and let it age for 3-6 months, and then bottle that. So I want to do that, but I see that now, 10 years ago, they have White Labs has a blend of a Belgian yeast and Brett Brooks bacteria. So I'm like, well, can I save time by just doing that? I'm hesitant because I think if you use the Belgian yeast or a Saison yeast, develop that character fully, and then put the Brett on it and let it eat it a little bit, and it will add Brett to that. I'm afraid of putting the Brett in at the beginning that
it'll undermine the other one.
Yeah, and you'll just get a Brett mess. I don't know.
You're never gonna know until you try, so you might as well just do it.
I was afraid you were going to say that, so I could save a lot of time. Okay.
Don't be afraid to fail, man.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to, I don't know, man. I think I'll just do 5 gallons and put the pre-blended yeast in there and just roll with it.
I mean, Belgian Golds is again, that's a good style. If you like Belgian beers,
Yeah.
that's just a nice, smooth, light. I've had some good Belgian blondes.
Yeah. Or I could just do the Saison yeast. I don't know. There's so many options. So many options.
So when's the last time you brewed a beer?
It was this past fall. I have
all the weddings and stuff going on.
I had those, and I had that. I did a pumpkin Saison, which is a nightmare because I put the pumpkin in the mash. It was a whole deal.
We don't talk about pumpkin beers.
No.
It's my worst day. It's my worst day of the year.
Yeah.
It's a great beer into the end, but it's like A lot of 4-letter words.
Every time he makes one, he says, "This is the last pumpkin beer," and then next year comes around, he's like, "I think I've got a better way," and it never turns out.
I got an idea.
It never turns out.
It doesn't work.
No.
I cost at least as much as I did the last time. So yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe there's value in just making a beer. Don't put any pumpkin in it and just put the spices in it. You know,
Yeah, we can cheat. We can get by with it, I think. How much pumpkin flavor are we really getting out of all that?
I don't.
80
maybe
pounds is what I put into our batch. 80
yeah.
pounds of pumpkin.
Yeah,
just,
I didn't.
Just do a good beer and get your rim job.
Yeah. Ooh. Hey. So yeah, but over the winter I piled like junk and on the brew table, so it's like there's old speakers I got to throw out, and there's electronics I got to take to the.
When the show's over, we're going to clean up for you. We'll get it done.
All right, that's cool. Hey, you want a printer? I got an old printer. You can put that in your car. Take that with you.
Yeah. No, we sold it.
Got rid of the desk. The desk is gone. So I had a note down here to talk about stuff going on at LBC, Medina, Madison, and Big Top Brew House, but Matthias isn't here. So
he loses, I guess.
I guess he loses. I don't.
Check Facebook and social media.
Yeah, check Facebook. See what's going on at those places. Next time, Matthias, show up for the show. Come on.
I know LBC's got some events coming up.
Yeah.
Again, Madison's always got their some music going on, as well as Medina, which has a great. Liz always posts a lot of stuff out there. What's going on? And I see you put on here about the Big Top Brew House, which is
Big Top Brew House. I'm hoping they're going to have music too, because they'll have a little more space.
So I mean, that is with ZZ's. You mentioned earlier. You guys were there for the closing night this past Saturday.
Yeah, man, it was
ZZ's
packed out.
Big Top, and now the move's on. I think this might be what Matthias is taken up with right now.
He might be moving stuff in. He might literally be carrying stuff in.
As we're talking. He's probably listening on his headphone or iPods and moving things.
I don't envy his schedule. So.
Yeah.
Because they are moving to the old railroad here in Avon is going to be that with there's no opening date for that yet.
No, nothing in stone. Hey, we got some.
Treb.
We got a.
What up, Treb?
Treb is my man.
Brett Dickerson's there.
Is Brett on the ride? See,
Yep.
Brett's a man too. That's a stainless steel.
Oh yeah. I know you can't read that. I saw your phone in that font. That's ridiculous.
I just got to go like this. No, I didn't.
That's funny. Yeah, what Treb says, thank God Brewmaster Matt is willing to open the 8th day. I'm so thankful that so many of his beers are delicious.
Notice he didn't say all. What's going on, Treb?
Oh, so many. Oh, words mean things, Treb. Yeah, and that my wife says cheers. Harpo, Eric Harpering says cheers. He's a big fan of the show.
Matt and George are the
Brett.
best.
Matt and George are the best.
Thanks.
Great beer. Yeah.
The interviewers are awesome. Is that what it says?
No, yeah. Maria says interviewers are 1.25.
Where's Glory when you need her, right?
Yep.
Gloria, why aren't you watching?
Yeah.
Come on.
I'll have to text her and tell her.
Do you guys have
we're
anything
talking
coming up
about
at 8th day?
Yeah, we got sort of a busy week. We have our biggest bingo jackpot ever. So we have that tomorrow, Wednesday. It's a little over $1,000. So hopefully somebody wins it. Bring your own vinyl night this Thursday. We're gonna have live music from 6 to 9 this Saturday, and then our open mic the following day, Sunday.
Hopefully you're a dude who tripped over the dog and his
I know.
backpack of vinyl doesn't.
We got to
trip
watch
on
out
the
for
dog.
stuff like
Yeah,
that.
you gotta watch
You
it.
gotta watch out for 250-pound dogs.
Yeah, careful. Dog friendly. Watch your step.
Yeah, but I've got a new Shelly Thunder vinyl that I'm going to be debuting there. So
What is it?
keep an eye out. Shelly Thunder. She's a
Shelly Thunder.
Jamaican singer, not really reggae, but she never really blew up. Kind of a dance hall
Okay.
kind of girl. She was big over there. So
Okay. Debut.
So show up at the start. I'll be rocking that one.
You do a little scratching later.
Yeah, so if you don't know what bring your own vinyl night is, because a lot of people don't, but we do we like music enough where, Crooked Pecker used to do or still do a vinyl night with Rob, and enjoyed what they were doing so much that I'm like, all right, I got to find a way to take this idea and do it differently. And George and I were sitting down and talking, and he's like, just have people bring their own vinyl. That way they're the DJ. They can, and I'll tell you what, it's been quite a nice jump to do something. It doesn't cost a brewer any money. It's just an open opportunity for people, and people are coming in with books of albums, and they're getting ready to set up, and they can't wait to play it. And so it's really kind of turned out to be a pretty neat thing. So I'm pretty excited about it.
Get to share their own music.
Right. Yeah, and we have a microphone up there. They're willing to, if they want, they can talk about it, but they haven't gone that way yet. But we'll get into some nights where we do 60s night, 70 night, and do some themed events.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, vinyl is kind of it's like had a little resurgence recently.
It's still the best way to listen to music.
Yeah, maybe.
It is. I will say it is nice to just have something physical to represent an album you appreciate.
Yeah.
It does go far to have it to go on your shelf, and you can see these things that you enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, back in there, the covers were as much as the album. I mean,
Sure.
The artistry that went into
The sleeves inside, everything. Yeah, it's a whole experience.
To be able to sit there and follow along with the lyrics as you're sitting there with your headphones on, listening to it,
and it's something. The kind of the art form of this is a body of music that this artist put together. This is this side, this is that side. It goes in an order, and it's where that artist was at that particular point in time. And I don't know if people are really doing that anymore.
No,
much as
we're in the age of the release singles until one takes off.
Yeah, sad really, but
there's some good modern music though. So
yeah, that's true.
Spotify and all those stations that are out there, what a great way to blend music in for you and teach you what you didn't even know about music, because it's like, hey, have you heard this one yet? And it kind of picks up on your genres and the guitar riffs and different things, vocal wise, and they create a playlist for you, and I think it's neat how that all works. So
yeah, that's true. We maybe a little off topic, but I put together a Tom's playlist when we went up to. They came up to Marblehead with us and spent the night, and
a little bit of ABBA.
I was so proud of my playlist, and I like
Dancing Queen. And
yeah. Might have been in there. I'm not sure, but so we're tweaking it. It's a work in progress. We're deleting stuff. We're adding stuff, but yeah,
it's cool. We got at least an hour into it at least.
I don't remember. After the shot ski, who can say?
We won't talk about that. All right, next.
Yeah, next subject. The winter warmer is here. Winter warmer is coming up.
Sure is.
So that's going to be fun.
Always.
I wish Matthias was here because we got the spreadsheet. We got to go over some things. See, now that I'm helping out.
I do.
Are you guys setting up much? Are you gonna be out?
Doing
the show from there?
No, we're gonna just be pouring beer.
It'd be too loud. You cannot do a show.
No, I know.
But I just want to shout out Dave. Thank you so much. Like last week when you brought that up.
Yeah.
Because so LBC will be out there. My understanding is we'll have between 6 and 8 beers out there on tap, as well as some in cans, I believe. So once we know more details, Matthias, we'll get that out there to folks. We are a premier sponsor. LBC is a premier sponsor for that, and it is the Ohio event, and you guys are going to be there as well.
Can you guys share what you're bringing? Or?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we don't mind. It's already on. We've already posted it on Facebook and whatnot. We're trying to get people involved. Get people to come out. We would like to see our customer base come out, not just to hang out and see us, but to see what's going on. I mean, our customers realize that it's a big industry and there's a lot of options out there. So but yeah, we're bringing on the lighter side our blood orange wheat. And everything else is heavy from there because it's winter warmer. So we are bringing our hibiscus saison, which we call Two Frenchies, and named after a couple of dogs. I'll pull a picture up on my phone to show you. You'll laugh. But 16 miles south, which is our Scottish Wee Heavy.
Yep.
And then our Astral Projecting, which is our Imperial Red Ale, which is
Can make your own cuvee.
and we could do blending for them as well. So it's certainly, I'm sure we'll have some cans of some other stuff or a couple things just to share with some people. But if we get one of these other beers that are in our tanks out prior to that, we might bring something for the specific few people. So, yeah.
Because I heard the VIP sold out probably about a week ago,
Yep.
and I think there's only a few tickets left for the regular general admission.
Yeah, it always sells out.
Yeah, so that's this Saturday. So get your general admission because you missed out on the VIP already. But it's a good time. Definitely a good time.
It's a lot of fun.
And where's that at?
Windows.
Yep.
Windows on the river.
Yep.
So it's beautiful space above the aquarium. Several different elevated rooms. A lot of good food.
Food trucks.
Yeah,
Boss.
yeah.
Or fun.
Yeah, Boss Chicken
Boss
Beer is
Chicken
going to
will
be
be
there.
Are they going to be
Yeah.
there?
Yep.
Glad
Their
they
food
got
truck
that
will be
truck.
there.
Nice.
Yeah, get there early because they'll sell out.
Yep.
It's good stuff. They'll have the cask section outside.
Yep.
Well, all those fun beers.
I would suggest you bring your coat. I think we're going to be colder this year than we have been in the past.
Yeah, be a little chilly. Hopefully it's sunny. That goes a long
The sun
way.
will be good.
Yeah, I'm not doing very good on my main beer here. I gotta hit this up a little bit.
Read the one comment. Read the last comment.
Oh snap!
It's Gloria.
Treb says gonna nickname George DJ Terpene.
Dang, I like that. Thanks, Trib.
Nice. That's not a bad name though.
Not at all.
I mean,
Sweet.
seriously,
Actually, that is great.
write that down. Get the URL for that because that's going quick. Somebody. Anyway. All right, so the Northeast Ohio Craft Brewery News voting is going on. First round or the first four for the March Madness thing. So get in there, vote. They're doing a different. It's a different. I don't know. They were having trouble with it was a Google form or something.
Well,
It was,
last year it was left open where people could email stuff, or what do you call it? It was they were stuffing ballots by having people vote like 30 times in one email, and so it just got a little crazy. I mean, it's supposed to be something for fun, and I think people were trying to take advantage
game
of
the system.
situation.
Okay.
So, but,
Let's keep it fun, people. Come on.
we're just trying to.
I don't blame them. I don't know.
George,
If it's available, yeah, let's do
I
it.
don't blame them.
George is a I'm going to get it when I want it type of guy right there. He's just telling you. I'm going to make that happen.
DJ Terpene over here.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
nice.
You going to give us a little rap? You got to rap for terpenes?
We're not getting paid, right? No.
No.
Oh,
I see. Well, this is the hibiscus saison.
yeah, I knew you wouldn't take long to grab up that.
I know. I saw that. So we don't want to go too long here. So I got some music news here. Billy Morris and the Sunset Strip is going to be playing Panini's in Westlake this Saturday.
You don't like saison, so you okay?
We always like to give Billy a shout out. He does. If you don't know, he used to play with Warrant. He played with Quiet Riot for a hot minute. Good dude. Owns Smoking Rock and Roll. And get out there and support him. Panini's this weekend. Ted Leo and the Pharmacist is playing Sunday at the Grog Shop.
What is that?
Ted Leo and the Pharmacist. Don't know anything about him.
Oh my
But I'm a pharmacist, and it's in the name, so I got to shout it out.
Are you a pharmacist? Is that your... Are you really a
The
pharmacist?
grog
I
shop.
am, yeah.
The Grog Shop.
Grog Shop.
On
yeah,
Sunday.
Sunday.
Gotta go.
So,
Nice.
I don't know. Got to go. Check it out.
When? When is it?
Sunday.
3-2.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday night. That's a school night.
It is a school night.
Oh, I can't do that.
April 15th, which is a Saturday at Temple Live, Jeff Tate is playing. He was the singer for
I know the name. What do I know that name?
Queensryche.
Oh, okay.
So he's playing Operation Mindcrime, the concept album in its entirety. It's a fantastic album from a fantastic band. And we met Jeff on the Monsters Rock Cruise in the elevator. Jeff, love your music. I was such a fanboy. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. Sorry, Jeff.
He probably wrote a song about you.
I had a boner when I talked to him. I couldn't help it. Anyway, April 15th, Jeff Tate.
Tax day.
Operation Mindcrime.
It's my mom's birthday, too.
Oh, yeah?
Tax day. What
She-
a
she-
day to be born on.
Oh, that's true. It is tax day.
Tax day.
Devo's coming, too. I think, what is that, May or June?
I think that was May.
We talked
Yeah,
about it.
I
Yeah.
never got an email back from them, by the way.
Oh,
Devo never got back.
They never got back to you?
So we'll see. I'm
Zero
gonna
response kind of hurts my feelings. I would expect it a little bit of, cease and desist or something.
just give us a cease and desist. That would be amazing. We'll put
Your
it on the
lawyers.
wall. I got no issue with that.
We're here for you, Devo. We're supporting you, and you're not even on tour yet.
I mean, they're not that big anymore,
No,
right?
they're not. They were never that big, I don't think. But
Dude, I have
it's
vinyl.
crack that whip, man. It's
I got Devo vinyl upstairs. I should bring
we're gonna have to
it.
break that out.
8th day.
We bring it to 8th day. We can play it. Wait till I put that beer back on top.
Okay. Crack that whip.
Whip up.
So next week, not on Tuesday.
Yeah, next week we have going to be out at Hofbräu. Northeast Ohio Craft Brewery News is out there. They're doing the tap, not takeover, but they're tapping the keg. It's a hoppy lager. I forget what it's called, but they're going to be tapping that, and we're going to be there doing a show on Wednesday.
It's a beer style. It's gonna
Wednesday.
take it off.
Live.
Yeah.
Live.
Yes, a little bit earlier, 6:30. Yeah, we'll go live. Why not?
All right.
So yeah,
And then what's coming up after that?
let me look here. Oh, the 11th, we're going to be out at Green Valley in Hudson. The guy who built the brewery is a guy we're working with to renovate our house in Marblehead. And he's like, hey, I built that brewery. Here's this guy's information. So I was like, hey, want to come on the show? He's like, sure.
Because they are new, right? They just opened up.
About a year ago.
It's
I think
a
they're
little
it
bit
might be a
ago.
little longer.
Yeah.
We went against them in the last year's competition. They were who we went against the first time we did.
On the March Madness.
Yeah. Yeah, and they were a lot of fun we were, kind of texting back and forth on Facebook, kind of
Talk some
razzing
trash.
each other.
Yeah.
Totally having a good time with it.
And Matt, forgive my West Side ignorance. I mean, they're a little bit south of you guys?
So they're in not Twinsburg, but
Hudson?
Hudson, yeah. So
Not too far from here, is it?
15, by 20, maybe 20, 25 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if it'd be southwest.
Southwest.
Yeah.
So beyond that, we're working on a couple things, talking to some different breweries. 11-3, I think, wants to come on. So we're just ironing out a date for them.
You'll enjoy that group. They're fun.
Yeah.
Great people, and
So
enjoying what they're doing.
yeah, at the Stout It Out Loud, they were there for that, and the beer that they had
Yeah.
was probably, other than LBC's that actually won People's Choice Award,
Yes.
one of the best beers there.
Yeah.
11-3 had a fabulous beer.
He does a lot with pastry stout type of that style, and he does it well. Yeah.
That was very good.
Yeah, cool. My brother had the Abuelas at LBC when we were there Friday. He was
We
like,
did too. It was
nice.
so good.
Very good. It is a very good beer. Love it. So, yeah, we're working on some stuff. Trying to get out of some breweries. So we're working on the end of March and April, getting out to some places, having some people in. We still got to get out to LBC for the, check out that facility. We were there before they opened, had a show out there, but we want to get back in there.
That's
Matthias, come on. Come on, Ken. Let us get in there. Well, they're closed on Tuesdays out there, so it's tough. We'll probably have to either pre-record or go out on a Thursday, Friday, or something. So I don't know. So hey, if you guys want to get in touch with us, and I know Glory does, she has a lot to say. So email us at blabbermalt@gmail, or just post right on the open that we suck. Just post right here. You guys suck again. 1.25. You could do that too. That's fine.
Be like Glory.
I'm not bitter, but my goal is to please Glory. She's going to be my friend
someday.
Your whole goal is to
My mission. We might change the name of the show to
Here's to glory.
Glory Hole. I don't know. So, hey, don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. And check us out on Spotify.
And how can they get a hold of you guys?
Yeah, get us at 8th Day Brewing Co. on Instagram or 8thDayBrewing.com, 8th Day Brewing on Facebook. You can find all of our events and everything posted there.
And you guys are located out in...
We're in Sugar and Falls, right on Washington Street by Ladue Reservoir.
Yeah, get some vinyl and go out and hit open mic and win the pot at
Win the
bingo.
pot.
Yeah,
So, get lucky.
It's high right now.
Get lucky
Yeah.
at 8th Day. Yeah,
Get lucky at 8th Day?
that's right.
That's right.
All right.
That deserves
And have some good beer, too.
and have good beer. Yeah, that's the main thing. All right. All right, everybody.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thanks for coming
Appreciate-
out.
Appreciate you
We
having
had a
us.
great time.
Always fun
Much
to talk beer.
appreciated.
All right.
Yes.
You're
You
right.
know what we say. Until next time.
Stay
malty, Cleveland.
That's my guy.